love the CSA model. It's such a wonderful model for a farmer because the members buy their share often in January, in the heart of winter, when we need money for upfront costs like seeds or equipment, and that really helps us make it through the year. And then the farmers market support us through the summer months.
Sustainability is a major issue. You know, how do you create a sustainable farm? So first of all, I think it's so important that farmers do own their land. If we don't have the land, we can't invest in the capital required, you know, to say get water, to get animals, to produce our own fertility, and generally to create the abundance that we need to have a working farm.
The land trusts have protected lots of great conservation land in this area, but we are running out of good soil in this valley. The developments are now settling into some of the most pristine farmland areas, and so farmland in this area is disappearing. That's probably our biggest hurdle right now, is finding land we can purchase and put the infrastructure on needed to be a sustainable farm.
We're over here today in Full Circle Farms in Victor, Idaho. Today's share is getting a lot better, as you can see in the back. Everything's kind of sprouting up really quick. We just had to stop for a little rain interruption, but that's good for everything here. For our first dish here, we're actually going to do a couple different dishes with smoked trout. And with the bottom of these bok choys here, we're going to cut them just about like that, and then we're going to make little edible soup spoons out of this. You take them down like this and just kind of turn the ends and just trim them up a little bit, you know, like that. And then I like to take the bottom and just kind of slice the bottom so they can sit like so. All right, so now finishing up our last little spoon here, we're gonna move into trout salad. We're gonna start out with our lavage here. We're gonna do a little bit of the leaf and then a little bit of the stem. I'm gonna kind of pick and choose here. I'll take the centerpiece of the stem. I'm gonna just kind of julienne that really nice like that. Little tiny dice of the lavage stem, and that goes in the bowl here. And then we're gonna take the leaves and do the same, just kind of fold them over like that. Parsley, celery flavor. It's a beautiful, beautiful herb. Fresh dill here, which is a classic pairing, and that'll be coming down the line in our CSAs soon. And now we're gonna do some cornichons, just little French pickles, really thin. So in go the cornichons. And you know those little cute onions that come with the cornichons. I like to take those guys and add them to the party as well. Now we're gonna add a little lemon zest to this dish. Not much, just a little taste. And that's gonna go really nice with that lavage too. So now we're gonna take our trout, pull it off the grill. It's nice, oh, it's nice and warm. It's starting to fall apart just a little bit. We're just gonna take it with our fingers and just kind of flake it in there. You know, you want kind of nice chunks in there. So now we get a little acidity from a lemon in there as well. Squeeze that right over the top. Tiny bit of pepper. So now we're gonna go in with the goods. We have whole grain mustard. We're just gonna do a teaspoon, literally, not much at all. We're also really nice pairing with fish, especially smoked fish, is freshly grated horseradish. So we're just gonna do a little knob of that, just like so. And then for the real stuff, creme fraiche, 2 tablespoons in there. So now we're gonna mix this dish up here and get ready to stuff our bok choy leaves. And right on there, you see how pretty that is? They're like meant to be. Look at that. Just gonna do a little julienne of radish on there. You can see that, it's all pretty little matchsticks. Just gonna finish with just a touch of olive oil just to kind of richen it up a little bit. And then for a little crunch and a little extra flavor, we'll finish it with some sea salt. There's our first dish, smoked trout salad, lavage, some radishes. Beautiful, and some bok choy, edible Chinese soup spoons. and we're gonna do a quick kimchi here. And this is gonna be a fantastic dish when everybody starts getting a ton of this stuff, you know, like bok choy, you're like, oh my God, really again? So we're gonna smash up all this kale, stems and all, it's all good. And just start ripping it, and you can see the knife just flies through this stuff because it's so tender. And you're gonna see when we add salt to this to get all the moisture out of it, how quickly it comes down to very little. We're gonna get into the bok choy now. Really finely cut here. And I'm just gonna kind of run the knife over it a little bit like this and into the bowl. So now with the top leaves, we're gonna do a little bit wider. It's probably like an inch, you know? And then just kind of chop through that. That was easy, fast. What I have is a colander here to catch all the water in a bowl. And what we're gonna do is salt this. You don't wanna salt it too heavy. Tablespoon of salt in there. And then you just kind of wanna work your hands, work the lettuce and kale, bok choy, just smash it up in there. Take out your aggressions. All right, so these are already down by half. So we're gonna set that aside, let it drain. We're gonna come back to it. So now for our vinaigrette, we have a bowl. I just want a little bit of shallot for some bite. We're gonna macerate this. So we're gonna start out with some lemon. And then we have a really special, this is a verjus, which is made by -8 up in Canada, homeland. So just a glug of that there, a couple tablespoons. We're just gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's the base of our vinaigrette there. So we're gonna add a little bit of whole grain mustard. Just a tab, that's a teaspoon. Give that a whisk. So we're gonna add a little bit of our maple syrup. And then we're gonna go ahead and mount it with our basil oil. Once we start getting a little bit more basil, we're gonna show you guys how to do a basil oil, which is very easy. This is gonna be great flavor, color, just a really nice herbaceous touch. Take your oil real nice and slow. Get it emulsified. And then again, we're gonna put our smoked trout on the grill. And this time I'm gonna get it a little bit more warm to kind of wilt the leaves. We're gonna pull leaves because these leaves are fantastic. We're gonna go in there, put about, 15 or so leaves in there. And then in with our beautiful lettuce. Look at that stuff. I mean, it's gorgeous. And I'm actually gonna mix a little bit of these greens in there too. So we got our red mustard, we got our pea shoots up there too. Just get a nice mix. Some hearty, some light. And we're gonna go right on the top of that. Not too much. Nobody likes a soggy salad. I'm gonna add some crushed Marcona almonds. We're gonna go to the grill here and grab our fish. Oh, look at that. Warm. So we're just gonna kind of flake that off ever so gently. It really is magical when you can come out here, pick the salad, go fishing, and put it all together right where it grows. It's really, I'm very, very blessed. The greens are cool, trout is warm. It's got great contrasting textures and flavors and heat. The blossom is perfect for salads like this. Really oniony, they're beautiful. Just finish that up, just sprinkle them right on top, just like that. And then we're gonna take our radishes and do them really, really thin. And as I say, please watch your fingers. This will wreck your day. And we're just gonna strew those about there. Fresh, beautiful, gorgeous. I mean, I can't say enough about that. Oh, look at this. The salt has done its job. You can see that green liquid that's come out of there. And we're gonna take our greens that we salted before. I'm gonna put them right in the center here. Yeah, we're gonna lose about a half a cup of moisture out of that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on it just to kind of coat the greens. And what you wanna do, you wanna taste this first, just to make sure that you haven't over salted it. Because if it is really salty, you can actually give it a little tiny bit of a rinse. But usually when you squeeze out the liquid, it's perfect. This is a kimchi no moto, which moto meaning base in Japanese. We're gonna do a quick kimchi out in the field today, and this is gonna be our base. I usually do a tablespoon. I'm gonna hit that with a little bit of acid. We're gonna go a little lemon juice in there. I'm gonna give it a good whack of pepper. So that took what, 20 minutes total? And it's only gonna get better in the fridge. And that is a beautiful, incredible way when you get a lot of greens to make a small amount of greens. But not just to burn through them, but this is just a beautiful, beautiful dish. This is a petite tender. This comes from the shoulder of the cow. This comes from Carter Country beef. This is in Ten Sleep, Wyoming. We're gonna go a little olive oil in there. We're gonna turn that baby over. So we're gonna season it up, salt and pepper. And we have this beautiful marjoram, which is awesome on steaks. Smash this up a little bit. And we're gonna take it off before. We're just gonna kind of bruise it. Do a quick marinade, smash that down. Just get it nice and massaged. And that's gonna pick up a lot of flavor, just like that. So now we're gonna remove the marjoram that's been on there for a little while before we throw it on the grill. Now you can leave some of it on, but what happens if you leave too much of it on, you don't get your real contact of the meat on the grill. And we're gonna go right on the coals there. And now we're gonna move into our carrots. And these spring carrots are so good. Don't peel them. Make sure they're washed, cleaned. And we're just gonna take the ends off like so, and those little squiggly ends. So we're gonna put those in a bowl and we're gonna marinate them. So we're gonna do a little bit of olive oil and kind of coat them. We're gonna hit them with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then a little sklaounce of Sriracha powder. And there's nothing like a grilled carrot. It gets like blackened on the outside. It's crunchy and sweet. All right, so back to it here. We're gonna flip our petite tender here. Ooh. And we're gonna fire it into the other side. Give that a nice little toss. And you're gonna see it, the oil is gonna kind of flare up the carrots. We're gonna put those right on the fire. And these things are so sweet, they won't need much cooking. But what you're looking for here is the caramelization, the charring of the outside. It's gonna look black, but it's all right. We're gonna flip our steak once again. Check that out. And go on the other side one more time. You can still feel that. That's pretty rare still. We're gonna move back over. And this is just some plain, short grain, sweet brown rice. What I do is put a little bit of olive oil in it, tiny bit of salt and pepper. This is eat and shake. It's got, I think, some dried plum in there, shiso leaf, seaweed, and I just season it with that. You put a good amount in there. We're gonna stir our rice mixture. I mean, even this warm with some of that quick kimchi, perfect. Perfect little lunch, perfect little snack. A little bit of olive oil to our pan. We're just gonna add little spoons, just real small amounts of rice here. So now we just checked our steak. You can feel it, and it's sitting about medium rare there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in a pan, cover it with foil, and we're gonna rest it for about 7 minutes. So we're gonna go to flip our little rice cakes here. Be very gentle with these little fellas. So now we're gonna take our carrots and put them back into the little marinade. So what I've done is taken white soy from Japan and sugar equal parts. So this is probably, 3 tablespoons white soy, 3 tablespoons sugar. This is totally optional. We're gonna go 1 tablespoon of this, a little bit of the lovely Sriracha in there as well. We're also going to go with a little chopped scallion from the garden here. Just a touch of lime juice, just 1 cheek, and then we're gonna finish it with some black pepper. And this is just like a really nice finishing sauce. So easy. You can also do this the day before if you're having a dinner party and you wanted to do this dish. We're gonna take this guy. The grains are gonna run this way. So you're gonna take your knife, turn it the opposite way, and then slice. We want nice thin slices for this dish. And you can start to see we're at about medium rare in the center there, which is fantastic. Little pinwheel around. We're gonna take our little crispy brown rice cakes. They're beautiful. Just kind of set those guys around wherever you want to. Just take nice little heaps of our kimchi here and arrange them around, kind of wherever you want. And then we're gonna arrange our carrots here, just kind of to and fro. Then we are gonna finish with our sauce, our little vinaigrette, our Sriracha lime vinaigrette with scallion. And go right on the top. And look at that. I can't wait to be done filming so I can annihilate this dish. We're gonna finish it with a little bit of raw radish sliced on there. And that's our dish. That's a wrap for this week at Full Circle Farm. I'm so impressed with the amount of work it takes to bring this kind of food to everybody. We're blessed to be here, so thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Whoa!